Burmese woman is more important than democracy right now. So I would like to ask the Burmese government to make sure that you secure the woman life and not to take as the victims in the war. When we talk about the changes in Burma, we should not forget about the move of economic development and, on the other hand, Burmanization. Forgive me for this terminology, but it's really happening among the majority Burmese and ethnic minority. A lot of resources, dams, gas pipelines, they are owned by, actually they are possessed by the minority people, but they are not allowed to have certain sovereignty to manage the resources and get the profit from it. So at least I propose that Burmese government give the 24-hour electricity to the people and let them work, let them get the job, they can survive their life. Actually, when we talk about the economic development, resources are really the cost of the Burma. And I hope the resources means the prosperity of the population of Burma, but not the cost. So when we talk about the economic development and foreign investment and the future of the Burma, of course a lot of people are coming into Burma and interested in the resources of the Burma. But what's going to benefit from it to the civilian and the local people? Local people are struggling for daily survive in that kind of projects. I can imagine 4 projects right now: Nisong Dam in Kachin State, gas pipeline with China in Chaokyu, Rakhine State, and another new one is Situate Water Deep Project with India government, and the way, which is a very big one. And we should not forget how military government has been monopolized the economic zone. So that's the one case that Burmese, the country Burmese is reckoned into the poverty and cannot really get the equality among the Burmese majority and the ethnic minority. So as a student, I usually have an online debate and discussion with my friends. My friends from the United States, he has got lots of positive comments in Burma changes, but it's really noticeable he talks about something. Let me read out. In fact, Burma seems to be rigorously transforming her socio-economic institution to truly meet a statute. But don't worry, ethnic minority will not get nothing out of transforming unless they assemble their own resources to enable themselves to raise a voice powerful or intimidating enough. No rational Burmese military general will generously desire to endorse significant lawmaking power to a particular ethnic city or a group of such without sheer necessity to do so. The ethnic minority, either unilaterally or as a group, has to optimally assemble their existing resources to claim their share of lawmaking power in a reforming parliament. If I'm not wrong, that the power sharing and the power struggle is one of the issues that military government and also the opposition parties needs to talk together with before Burmese come into 2015 and it makes a new stories. Because Burmese politics can be changeable at any time. And when we talk about the economic zone, I'm not sure whether people think about the tourist sites because within the countries Burma, there are a lot of things ignored by the media, the social and political issue and also the religion issue. Burma actually supposed to be a Buddhism-oriented country, but there is the discrimination between between the Buddhisms. I just saw the news last night, and that's come from the Global Heritage Fund. The Global Heritage Fund has network, Global Heritage Network. GHN in short form today is monitoring 6 sites in Burma, including Jagan and 3 Pew Kingdom sites. A new UNESCO program sponsored by the Italian government will provide 2 years funding of US $800,000 for developing UNESCO World Heritage Plan in nomination with the Burmese government. And we expect the opening of Burma to enable better international expertise to be implemented in heritage conservation and responsible development. He said that. So Jagan is a really popular place that everybody knows as the icon of the Burma. I'm drawing that kind of religion issue because when we talk about the democratic process, everything, social, political, and religion needs to be included. And as I have mentioned, things need to be in an equal way. So, Jagan archaeological area and the so-called ancient cities of Upper Myanmar, Mwan Phroe, Jagan, Mingon, and Maldives are classified as at risk by GHN, while the Mwan archaeological area in Rakhine State, which has come under threat with the building of a railroad and is flagged as a need of rescues. Because this area's the pagoda and the ancient stupas has been destroyed by the Burmese military since 2010 as the reason of building railroads. And I'm not sure everybody knows about it or not, because as I have mentioned, media has blocked some of the social and political issues in Burma. So that kind of historical sites are banned to visit and also destroyed for the historical facts. Actually, this area is fallen into Burma Kingdom since 227 years ago. So killing as for me, killing the historical heritage can be also featured as a cultural site if we call that killing the people is genocide. And I hope that our friends can also talk about on it and how we are going to deal with that kind of domestic problems if we are really engaging into the democratic process. So that's the way how the military government repress the civilians in many ways, with weapon and also without weapon. I have seen a lot of possibility of the foreign investment, and I'm really interested in it because it seems like Burma is going to be a very rich and prosperous country, and we are going to have a laptop in each home and television and internet. So, but we have to think very carefully that foreign investment, it brings positive and also negative impacts. In that regards, how many skilled labor are ready in Burma if the foreign investments come? And what is the banking? Do you think the banking system is enough to engage with the international business? That I'm sure Mr. Jagan also included that fact. And when we welcome the foreign investment, we cannot stop the migration, the migrants issue. Probably it could be from China and also the India. So traditionally, China, it has their own policy. It brings its own skilled laborers to the country where they invest. So the local people, they are just as the blue collar laborers and still struggling for the daily life. So we have to think everything when we talk about the changes in Burma. And many people visiting to Burma to see the Aung San Suu Kyi, including David Cameron. He is the recent person who visited Burma. But after Burma visit, that the media told that David Cameron go to the Indonesia for the most of the weapons. So I'm not saying about the David Cameron personality, but what I'm saying is that nobody loves your country as your own. So people comes in and out for their own interests. So we have to take care of ourselves, and why don't we take care of ourselves, each other inside of the country, and give the equal opportunity and privileges and sort of things that everyone will be happy at. So in sort of things, I think I included the geopolitics of the Burma with the China and India and also Thailand. And I'd like to hear some of the points from my friends about the engagement policy and also the sanction easement from my friends. So in conclusion, I think the cause of the Burma is not being democratic or undemocratic right now, but how the justice and the freedom will bring among the Burmese majority and ethnic minority. Even I don't want to mention as minority and ethnic because it makes us very inferior. And yeah, it's a joke that my friend said to me yesterday that, hey, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And I'm sorry, I'm very, very pessimistic, but I would like to conclude that Burma, to say it is democratic, that many disagreements needs to go to the agreement within the Burmese domestic politics. Thank you so much.
So it was very interesting speech by Sue. So we had heard from Larry earlier about changes that is happening and what could be the future. And from Sue we have about more on the criticism side. So although the changes is happening, there are things that's still lagging which the government of the Myanmar has to be looked on. So I invite Mr. Win to talk about the future domestic policies of Myanmar. So I would like to make it a little brief because I want to give more time to the audience. So it will be more interesting to, when the questions come into answering is much interested than just keep talking. So I would like to invite Win to talk about it.
Well, thank you, Thaj. And first of all, I would like my speaker colleague, my professor, my friend, not to be feel bad about as I being from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I come here today as a Rangsit student from IDIS, and don't worry, I have my critics too. So to start with, first of all, I would like to brief a little about what implementation, on politics, what governments want to do. This is for the just for the knowledge to share, especially for our Myanmar students to know what government's trying to do. So first of all, the change, or we can say former military government is trying to do. The change system of the change, or the plan of the change is to be, first of all, to be stable, to be calm, and then it should be in order and systematically changing. The process goes like that. So that stability, order, and of course steadfastness is also there, but stability and order still remains the important part of the change. So it will be a change, but one interesting thing is that it won't be rushed into it, but it will go systematically further ahead. And they are, of course, our government aware that this is a critical movement, and it's an infant stage. We still have to, the government still have to move forward, and there's a lot of obstacles, they understand that, and it will take some time to reach to that point yet. But they have agreed on the process that there will be no turning back. So this is what they keep on saying as the personals of the Myanmar government. So this is and they are also implementing what we call all-inclusive political process, which will also include all political players, including government, national races, and I would say national races for the ethnic minorities, as we have as the government, or of course the majority government people also wants to make as part of our country. So this is the political process they have been going, and after that, what this government trying to do is especially very good for the knowledge, of course, for the national races, is that this new government wants to include all ethnic or all national races to be part of the national building process. This is what they are planning to do, and this is what implementing, and what they are trying to achieve is that they want to wipe out the fears, the misunderstandings during their tenure. And this is, they said, this is the government's conviction. So, to further explain about the reconciliation with national races especially, but it's not only national races. There should be also political parties participating in this process also. So there's three step process. The first is the state dialogue, which all the national races or the ethnic minorities have to cease fire, including the government, of course, and end the hostilities, and then they will have agreed places to stay, setting up liaison offices, and setting up a date and time for the another process dialogue of union, which is called as union dialogue. And of course, in the union dialogue, all the political situation can be discussed. There will be a lot of negotiation going on. There will be a very broad debate going on to decide the future of Myanmar. So who will go to what and who will be deciding what to do will be done on those tasks. But one important thing what government would like is that all those national races never succeed from the union. This is their top priority also, because they will do whatever not to succeed from the union, and they are willing to negotiate, and they will willing to give up some of its autonomy also for that process. So at last, in the third stage, so what is going to happen is that they will sign the agreement, like which we really nearly did in Pinlong, but it wasn't it was just a draft, we can say that. So we would government, including political parties and of course all national races, will agree on the terms, sign it up, and participate for the future prosperity of the nation. So this is what the recent government new policy, and this is what they have been implementing. So thank you for this is what my first part for sharing, and I'm being a little short for it, so because of the time also. So so this is just for knowledge. So but for the Crossroads, so I have my analysis on this issue also. So I've been talking a lot with my countrymen, my friends, my colleagues about what you think, or we share, we discuss. So we can see that there's a lot of fear or mistrust, and or some still pessimistic, some still fear, some still doesn't believe, or there's a lot of diversities going on within the Myanmar people, we can see. But I won't criticize on this, because these people has they have a bad experience since the early 60s, still haunting them for the happenings so far. So, but they also ask questions like, well, will there be a coup again, or is Aung San Suu Kyi going to be arrested again? or our people, or the democratic movement will be suppressed? Will 2050 election will be free and fair? This is what people are asking. So, well, I can understand what people are feeling, but one thing I have come out to know is that whatever they may be saying, or whatever they were trying to point it out, but they all have in common is that they want Myanmar to develop and prosper. This is all in people's heart as a common, although they have differences. So, okay, we have a will, although we are not sure, we have a will now. So, what is possible? So, to further go ahead, okay, we're in the crossroads now. So, will there be a turning back going forward, or going other way, the period, or everything? So, I would suggest that in my analysis, I found that one of the points that this former military regime have shifted the transition to democracy is that they wanted to avoid the springs going on in the Arab. So they don't want bloodshed, and they don't want bloodshed. They don't want anarchy chaos, and they will not be also be able to control this time. This is what they know. So in order to refrain from that, this is one point, of course, and they know that Myanmar can't be always like this. It can't be always isolated all the time. We have ASEAN as a region, and we are becoming the least developed country even in the ASEAN region. So this is what they understand about it. So this is also another point that, okay, why there should be a bloodshed, or rather than coming back to a smooth transition or a systematic transition, so which can be moved forward, which will be win-win situation, very good for all. And the last point I would like to point out is that this military regime, former military regime, doesn't want to be criticized or be known as bad guys or who are the destroyers of the country. And well, I won't say that there is bad people in there, but not as a whole. And there's a lot of reformers and a lot of people who wants to reform the country and know them as the guardian of the countries and the guardian of the nation. And they have a genuine affection, and they want the Myanmar country to develop. So this is the 3 points why we have a change now. So and frankly speaking, this is the first time I've seen big changes since I was born. So talking about so it can't really go backwards. So it is hard to say, and I wouldn't rule out because our military chief has the power to seize the power again, the country's power again when everything goes out of hand, and when there's a big riot and anarchy. So this is given to power given to him to control such a thing. So maybe although he may be a leader, he is also watching in this part that he is also a person who has to make sure that everything is going in order. So this is the point I've seen, so that well, it can turn back, but I think it's least possible turning back rather than going forward. So in moving forward again, we see, so is it will going to be very smooth? I accept Mr. Larry's, we will have a lot of bumps there, a lot of barriers, and a lot of cases. I agree with Sue that Kachin case, our national races still fighting with the government. I don't want to say, and I don't even actually know what's the cause of the problem, but to negotiate with the other national races, this is the one point which is an obstacle, showing that, oh, well, this government has a genuine approach or not. But I would like to suggest in this part is that, well, no matter who shoots or who starts a fight or who is still fighting, the ones who are suffering are the middle people, the civilians using their homes So this is one problem that both parties have to be restrained. So and another point is that we have, well, I agree we have a high rate of corruption. This is also pulling back our country. And I wouldn't say that whether it's a political prisoner or it's not a political prisoner, but those who should be released or those who think should be released should be out from the jail so that it makes more credible to the international community. So these are the obstacles I'm pointing out. What is lagging behind in the going towards democratization and prosperity of our country. And but the one most important thing I would like to point out here is that, well, it is sure that the investments are coming in. It is sure that we have to change the system, the bureaucracy, the financial management, which needs to point out we have a lot of inadequate qualities for this. So once this is what IDIS has estimated also, how they control the money inflowing inside the country, how they manage it. Yes, it's true, because we are lacking a lot of intellectuals, a lot of experts, economists. We need a lot of those people to build up the country. Rather than developing new kids from the start, we don't have that time. We need all the intellectuals, experts to come, especially Myanmar people, to come and work for the country so that we can fill up those places and also educating the remaining people inside the country. This is also one important thing, to educate the remaining countrymen in our country. Although they have experiences, they have knowledge, but we still need them to learn more about the genuinity of democracy, that they have to be politically aware, and they have to be know about the laws. So this is what I think sorry, we have been lacking these for these days. So we need a lot of experts, intellectuals, intelligentsias coming back in, support the country, and fill out the gaps which is needed. So this is one point. We can control the road towards democracy, not to derail or not to push back. We can control from the back, push it forward. We can go from sideways to assist, so that this democratic process never falls back. So I think this is the most important part. Of course, we have differences. We have differences. We have fear. We have different views. But as we have seen, I would like to express this as because my government and the process which President U Singh and Ms. Aung San Suu Kyi did for the stepping up for the prosperity of the country, they have differences. They share a lot of differences, but they are rational. They know that only when they work together, this country is moving forward. So this concept, I would like to use it again. Whether we have differences in every way, whether it's Rakhine, it's Kachin, well, we combine together, we join the force, especially the intellectuals. Those, of course, this is also a privilege learning here, and we are aware about political issues. So we can help our country so that we don't derail, we don't let this process derail or move further fastly. Thank you.